Well, IGN just confirmed our worst fears in regards to Masters of the Universe Revelations. Kevin W. Smith made it strictly about Teela and shoved the title character He-Man to the fucking background. And this is basically proving that Kevin Smith is the hypocrite that guys like Clownfish TV, Yellow Flash 2, Geeks and Gamers, and myself have all suspected him to be. Just a hypocrite who knew nothing about this franchise, despite playing the role of a fanboy. The facade, the mask is off, Kevin. Just admit you knew nothing about He-Man, you had no clue on how to do this franchise justice, and because you wanted to be with the in-crowd, you decided to push the political agendas of both the super feminists and the LGBQTIA simultaneously. That's all this does. No more and no less. Now, while I am pissed that IGN basically gave this a glowing review of an 8 out of 10, and for those wondering why they got to see this before anyone else when this thing doesn't debut on Netflix until tomorrow, media press privilege. Simple 2 words. Press privileges. Kind of like how Siskel and Ebert would review a movie before it came out in theaters. They get special privileges to take a sneak peek at the film or the show. That being said, this sort of thing makes me sick. And again, I know I am being a dead horse by saying this. And you're right. I have no right to say that Kevin Smith has basically sabotaged and ruined the legacy of the original 1983 He-Man when I grew up watching the 2002 version of He-Man, which was done in honor of the franchise's 20th anniversary. And in my opinion, that version of He-Man did more justice to the original, in spite of the fact that that version was a reboot, not a continuation. I mean, yeah, some of the dialogue does have some of its old 80s pun-laced cheese intact from some sneak peeks I spotted going around the internet. Now, the animation is crisp, clean, solid, moves smooth, and as smooth as butter. And the voice acting is top-notch, Hollywood tier even. But that is sacrificed when the story is, in my opinion, just an overkill political agenda. The piece. Nobody wants He-Man shoved to the background, especially not the diehard fans. Both the boys and the girls who watched this growing up, the original show growing up in the 80s. Nobody wants this. But yet Hollywood continues to push the agenda because they're so deep in the Chinese government's back fucking pocket. For the worst. And Kevin is one of those shills who will sell this nation out to the fucking Chinese, if it means he can make a few bucks. I've already stated it, partially because I don't have a Netflix account, and because how I view this as a bastardization of the 80s series. I have no intention of watching Masters of the Universe Revelation outside of the clips I did watch in the build-up to it, including the trailers. But the show itself in a whole? Fuck you, Smith. And you may have recently been fired from the project, but by this point, it's too little too late. I'm right now watching Yellow Flash's video entitled Kevin Smith effed himself up. IGN gave us the truth about the new He-Man series. You know, I wish the Sword of Power would somehow shoot out of a wormhole from eternity of the Earth, pick me as the next champion of Grayskull, let me pick it up, and say by the power of hold it aloft, and say by the power of Grayskull, I have the power, turn my dog into a warhound, and then I would use it to clean up this nation. But sadly, that's never gonna happen. And I'd start by cleaning up the mess you've made with this franchise, Kevin. This will be the last time I rant on this crap, on this scumbag posing disguised as a comic book fanboy. He may have been a fanboy once, but over time, it evolved into a mask, and the mask deteriorated so now we see the monster that he is underneath. Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button with all you got. Meds2128 signing out. I'm sorry I didn't put this up yesterday. I was a little caught up in other stuff. Goodbye. And good night. Bang.